Hi, good morning. It's Christine Crutcher from Create with Christine, and I'm here with some live Sunday morning stamping. Thanks for joining me this morning, whether you're going to be tuning in live to catch me or watching the replay. I am playing with the Tag Buffet stamp set in the Tag Buffet project kit this morning. So this is card number 1 we are going to make. We're going to do 2 cards. And here is card number 2. So yesterday we just wrapped up watching On Stage at Home, which is our fall conference, and we went virtual this year. So the card design, as far as cutting the card, I got from Jackie B, who was one of our presenters, and it was brilliant. So I'll explain to you once I move the camera down. But here's the project kit as it's intended. So you get supplies for 6 tags. And I have made them up, so here's what they look like. 1, I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I did feature this about a month ago, and I had made a card, and I wanted to just come on again. It is November 8th today, so we're in crunch time to get our Christmas cards made. And here's the cute stamp set that coordinates. So let's just go over the stamp set. If you purchase it separately, it's $18 plus tax and shipping. The project kit, I don't think I showed the cute box. It comes in a cute box looking like this with the holly on it, and it's $30 plus tax and shipping for 30 supplies of tags. But since I want to make sure everybody watching has a handmade holiday and gets your cards out in the mail, these tags are pretty large, so they fit on a card perfectly. So like I said, I have 2 cards to share with you today, and I can show you how they interchange, so you could use the other pieces in the kit by just adding a little bit of cardstock in designer series paper. And I had to add some embellishments on there too. So I'm going to point the camera down and we'll go ahead and get stamping. Okay, so here are the 2 cards, as I said, and we are using the Tag Buffet stamp set. Now, if you didn't have this stamp set, you could totally substitute a Christmas stamp set in your stash, because really for the stamping I'm only doing the Merry Christmas and the 'Tis the Season. So I hope that, I just want to make sure I can find myself in my feed. So I think I am good to go. But again, I'm just using the sentiments from the stamp set, so you could totally substitute one in your stash. Okay, so I'm going to first just do all my stamping to get that out of the way. So for card number 1, I'm going to call the Cardinal Card. We are going to do the 'Tis the Season in Real Red. And for the Merry Christmas stocking card, we're going to do the Merry Christmas in Shaded Spruce. So I'm just using 2 ink colors. So let me get these out of the way. So I'm going to stamp on the banners that come in the kit. You get 3 different size banners, and I'll actually put the measurements in case you don't have the kit and want to recreate this with the sizes. So I'm just using one of the long skinny ones and then one of the short kind of little banner ones. Then you get these that you could actually notch a banner in the end if you wanted to. So let me bring over my mat. This is a photopolymer stamp set. So you want to make sure you have your Pierce mat with you. And I'll just do the Merry Christmas first. So it is going to be so warm today for November. It's supposed to be in the 70s. It was about 75 or 76 yesterday. So we're breaking records and having a warm November, which actually last week it snowed and it was cold. So that would have been perfect weather to work on Christmas cards. But when it's 70 out, I kind of have to convinced myself that I want to be doing this because it's so nice. And of course, my head and my heart are so full from our Onstage at Home conference. I can't wait to share more of the new products that are going to be coming out in our January to June mini catalog. We saw so many great presentations, and it was great sharing on so many of my demonstrator friends that earned awards. So, speaking actually of Onstage, you can attend if you're a demonstrator. So anybody that's watching, and one of the perks of attending is that we get to pre-order all the product. So not all the product, we get a selection, I should say. And so it's a really fun perk of being a demonstrator. So if you have questions about that, please reach out to me. And our next conference is in April, and they have told us it will be virtual. And then they have 2 open for all demonstrators throughout the year. So one's in April and one's in November. And they have told us November they hope to be in person. So I have my little pieces stamped. And I want to show you the card base because this was the brilliant idea that I found this weekend. So this is, I did cut all my pieces already, but this started as a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of shaded spruce cardstock. I scored in the middle at 5 1/2, and then I brought it over to my trimmer and I cut at 3. So you end up with this card, and what's amazing about this is you can have it horizontal or vertical. So as you saw in my samples, this was the Merry Christmas card we're going to make. And then here's the 'Tis the Season card we're going to make. So same measurements on both of these. The only thing that's different is the banners. So let me show you how this comes together. So the first card we're actually going to do the opposite way, but this would be the base, but this is the piece you cut. So you just layer it here. And the first one is going to go like this. Okay, so let's start adding our pieces on. This is what I'm calling the Cardinal Card. So I'm just going to use a little bit of liquid glue. The designer series paper is 2 1/4 by 4, and I'm using the 'Tis the Season. Let me unclog this first. The 'Tis the Season designer series paper. The colors just seem to coordinate. So this has got the cute shaded spruce kind of pine needles, and I just thought that's perfect for cardinals. And then I have a Whisper White piece that's 2 3/4 by 4, and I'm gonna layer that on to this. Remember, this was the piece we cut off of the card base. So it's kind of a fun fold. It's an easy fun fold. So let's layer this on. Yeah, we can layer this on. I'm gonna use some Stampin' Seal. I'm really loving the Stampin' Seal for my Whisper White because you don't see any of the adhesive. And I like to try to keep it up and down. Oh, and I just put a dent in my cardstock, so hopefully I'll cover that up with my pieces. So here is where I want to get my placement on my pieces. So I'm using the Cardinal from the kit, so we're just going to pop that out in this kind of greenery piece. And the little banner came from the kit too. I am going to also add a couple metallic pearls in gold, so I'll bring those over as well. So when you have all your pieces popped out and stamped, you want to look at your placement. So I don't have this adhered down yet, this middle piece. And I just want to kind of get my placement where I want it. So I'm gonna put my 'Tis the Season down here, maybe hanging off a little tiny bit. And my greenery, I don't want to cover up the stamp. And then kind of my cardinal in the middle. Maybe like so. And then I have room up here in the corner for some pearls. So let's do the 'Tis the Season first. I don't want adhesive all the way to the edges because my banner is going to poke off a little tiny bit. And I'm just going to go for it and wing this part. Take your time if you are not in a live video like me and trying to save time for card number 2. But I have adhesive in the middle. And then I'm going to put adhesive on the cardinal, kind of maybe like so. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My neighbor's car is super loud, so if you can hear that, I apologize. It's kind of like he's going to eat the berry. So, there we go. And then what I want to do is I want to pop this side up on dimensionals. And I probably should do the inside so this makes sense. Let's do the inside. This is a Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4. My windows are closed, so if you can hear that, it's crazy how loud his car is. I hope that it's not coming through as loud on the video. But this is live stamping, so things happen. Okay, so now I have my inside. This is gonna be how it's gonna be finished. And I wanna pop up this side on dimensionals. So on the side where the cardinal tail is, I'm gonna put 6 dimensionals. So let me bring over. I like to use a lot of dimensionals. Okay. Then we got to remove the backs. And we'll just try to layer that on so all the sides are equal. And then my Take Your Pick tool has not turned up, so I'm just going to use my paper snips to add on, whoops, that one went on my finger. To add on 2 of the metallic pearls in gold. These come in gold and silver, and they're in their annual catalog. You gotta have a few embellishments for this one. Okay, so that's card number 1. So moving on to card number 2. This is the Merry Christmas card. So if you just joined in, this is the card we're gonna make for the second one. But the measurements are totally the same. It just goes vertical. So I stamped my Merry Christmas, the same measurements. So my Whisper White was 2 3/4 by 4. And what I did is just to embellish this a little bit more is I embossed this with the Winter Snow embossing folder and my Stampin' Cut and emboss machine. So when I have an emboss layer, I tend to use a little bit more glue just to make sure I get a good stick. So I like the liquid glue for my embossed pieces. Whoops, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Sorry, it's really dry, so I seem to, every time I get on a live, end up coughing. So I went with the Holly Designer Series paper to match the holly in the stocking. So here's the stocking that we're just popping out. And let's see, let's just do this first since I have this here. So again, it's the 'Tis the Season. This is 6 by 6 Designer Series paper. And since I use liquid glue, I have time to wiggle it a little bit. And let's do our inside while we're here. So it's, again, it's 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside. Don't adhere that down. Whoops. I'm really, now that I've played with the seal, Stampin' Seal more, I'm really kind of getting the knack for it. And like I said, I'm really liking it for my Whisper White pieces, so you don't see the adhesive at all. So we'll just adhere that to the inside. You could stamp something down on the inside as well. And now I'm going to start kind of building my layers. So I want to get my placement kind of going of how I want. Maybe I want my stocking to kind of be like it's hanging, so tilting a little bit, and my Merry Christmas through the middle. So let's adhere this down. Oh shoot, I just screwed up. So don't do what I did. Make sure that your adhesive only goes on the top, because what I just did is I just glued down the whole entire thing because I wasn't paying attention and I was looking at myself on my video to make sure I was in the screen. So I totally goofed, but it's totally fine. I could put this onto another card. So that's probably what I'll end up doing since I have this all layered now stuck together. I will end up putting this on another card base. So no problem, we can always fix our mistakes. So let me show you how I finished this off. I just used liquid glue on the stocking and kind of went on an angle. This is what happens when you're live. And then some liquid glue across just the middle. Because again, this is meant to flip open. So let me show you what I mean. This was the original card. So this whole middle panel flips open so you can write your message and stamp a greeting inside. And what I did is I ended up gluing this down because I wasn't even thinking. But hey, it happens. So moving on. I put a metallic pearl on the eye in Christmas. At least you can know we all make mistakes stamping, so it's all good. And this is the card that I designed last night, so the other one I designed this morning. And I have a piece of the thread that comes right from the kit. So this is an 8-inch piece, and what I'm going to do is just tie in a bow. And then I'll adhere this on with a glue dot. And I'm just going to put this on up in the corner. So what I like to do is bring my bow to my glue dot, and this is a really tiny knot, so then I kind of sort of pick it up and kind of make sure the glue dot is back there behind. Ball it up at the knot. I thought this card was so cute and simple, and anyways. So that is card number 2. So let me bring over my original sample so I can show you how these guys open. And so same measurements. This one is meant to flip open, and then this one flips open this way. So you have the inside to write your message and your stamp the inside if you want. So that is my live for this morning. I do want to mention a couple things. If you have donated to the Stamp Out Breast Cancer fundraiser, thank you so much. We are, as of this morning, a little over 7,500. And for one more week, I am going to be giving one more week until Sunday, November 15th to donate. And then I'm going to pull a raffle from people who donate under my page for the A Merry Hello stamp set. So I'll probably pull the raffle on Monday the 16th to give you through the 15th to donate. If you donate over $25, you're going to get an email from me with a PDF with 22 projects. And I'll put all the information of that below So you have it. And actually, let me let me keep the camera here so I can show my cards. So I also yesterday released my November kind of sweet and simple card class to go. And it features the Curvy Christmas stamp set and the Classic Christmas Designer Series paper. So let me show you those cards really quick. So here's card number 1. Card number 2 with the curvy dies. Card number 3. And card number 4, also with the curvy dies. So this class is, you have to RSVP by November 17th. I can bring the camera back up actually now to finish this off. So you have to RSVP by November 17th to get the Curvy Christmas class to go. And you can get all the details on my blog at christinestamps.blogspot.com. And yeah, if you use a host code of my month, which is by November 17th, the RSVP date, if you place an order over $27, you will get the card kit for free. So that host code is MJTWUXNS. And you can also just get the card kit. And my local customers, please reach out if you want to pick up here at my house or if you want me to drop off and deliver. So we can make arrangements for that. Since I know everybody's going to be wanting to get Christmas cards out in the mail, like I said again, the deadline is November 17th, and then I will be mailing on November 20th. I know we always get our first Christmas card like clockwork for years, Thanksgiving weekend. So I always look forward to that first one. It's always actually from our local CPA that we do business with. So they are like on it. That Monday of Thanksgiving week, they're probably addressing all their cards and getting them out. So I probably will mail mine hopefully by December 1st is my goal, to send out lots to family, friends, and customers. So have a great week. I will be back on Tuesday with a project on my blog for Casing Tuesday, and then I'll have another creative project next Sunday. Have a great week.